welcome to Bell to Bells, your women's wrestling wire. I am Mr. Warren Hayes. Thank you very much for joining us today again with more interviews. But today, special interview. This is in collaboration with our friends over at Pro Wrestling Illustrated. We are bringing you a series of talks that we are going to have with women who have ranked on the PWI 500 this year. And today I am joined by none other than Russian Dynamite herself, Masha Slamovich. Masha, hello and welcome. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm very, very good. Thank you so much. Masha, we're slowly getting out of the COVID stupor, right? Indies are running shows frequently again. You've wrestled a handful of matches in 2020, but you weren't completely, just shut down. But it's got to feel good to have indie shows starting to run again at this point, right?
Oh, it is amazing. I was just talking about this the other day, how, when I was living in Japan, it was so upsetting to watch everything that was unfolding here in the States with the shutdown of shows and all of that stuff. So I've just been very fortunate to have been busy ever since I got back, and especially this summer, it looks like everything is booming, and I love to see that.
Now, busy is the word, right? Like, you've been wrestling all over the place. I'm not gonna, but look, beyond, and women's and WWR plus, right? Mission Pro, Global Wrestling Syndicate, Camp Leapfrog. You've been competing in CFU as well. You did a blood sport match. Hell, you've been in GCW and AEW on top of that. And like you said, you wrestled in Japan. You were even back in Japan not that long ago. You're already on pace for having the busiest year of your career as it stands right now. Was this a goal of yours, getting back into things so quickly?
100%. I was ready the second the plane landed. I had like 5 shows my first weekend back. I hit the ground running, and I would have had it no other way, because when I found out that I would have to leave Japan and come back here, I said I'll be damned if that opportunity goes to waste, and I wanted it to be my busiest year. So I'm very happy with how things have been going so far.
Yeah, things seem to be working out, absolutely, because as this title of the interview said, you ranked on the PWI 500 this year. Congratulations. Sort of forgot to congratulate you off the bat. Boo, Warren. Terrible interviewer. Take care of your guests, goddammit. But that being said, throughout all of this, one of the reasons why you've ranked is, yes, you've been very, very busy, but on top of that, quite a rogues gallery of opponents that you've had. Daniel Garcia, Trisha Dora, Janai Kai, Logan Easton LaRue, La Rosa Negra, Anthony Green. Do you feel like intergender wrestling is gaining more and more traction?
I certainly think so. I think intergender wrestling is making, I want to say, a bit of a comeback, but it's never really left in the first place. I suppose it's on a bit of a boom right now. And, I'm here sitting as intergender wrestling's top lady, and I'll say it.
Oh,
so
look at that.
Step up.
You're just ready for it. So for you, would you say that it's important for your career, I don't know how else your career, your persona, your presentation? I don't know exactly how you'd want to qualify it, or is it just like, hey, no, business as usual, I'll just fight whoever kind of thing?
Maybe a little bit of everything. It's important business wise, it's important personally. At the end of the day, an opponent is an opponent. A wrestler is a wrestler when they're between the ropes, and it doesn't matter who you are, because I will face anybody.
Just face just about anybody. Now, I listed off, I trotted off a few names. Is there anyone in that group over the past year that stands out as maybe maybe your favorite opponent, or a match that you really, really liked? Is there one in particular?
I did really enjoy working with La Rosa Negra. She
hell of a match, by the way. Hell of a match you had.
I knew I was going to wrestle her at some point this year. Neither of us expected it to be so soon, but, you know, card is subject to change. So the match ended up taking place, and I had a really great time. And I think that the Northeast is sleeping on La Rosa Negra, and we got to get her up here so we can run part 2 of that match.
Well, there you go. Because you were called in fairly last minute on that match, if memory serves me right. Right? Who were you? You were replacing. I can't remember who you were replacing though. But you were.
I can't remember either.
But you were replacing someone. You were called in fairly last minute. Fantastic match, and La Rosa is, well. I mean, you know, she's fantastic. How do you prepare for, like, on such short notice for that kind of match?
Well, there's no preparation needed if you're ready all the time.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I want to talk about something that didn't happen in the evaluation period proper for the PWI 500, but you know, I'd be remiss if we didn't have an opportunity to talk about it. You had a spot on the NWA Empower Women's Invitational Cup Gauntlet match, not that long ago, where you had a really strong showing in it that included 2 eliminations and the greatest drop kick of all time on Tootie Lynn. You just, like, it was like she was hit with a shotgun. She just flew out the ring. Tell me how it felt to be a part of that show, that event in general.
It was, you know, it meant so much to me because of NWA and the history. And, you know, this is the first time the NWA was back at the Chase. Mm-hmm. And we were the women in the main event. And, you know, I believe this was the first time wrestling at all has been in the Chase in
yep.
What, a long time?
A couple of decades.
But, you know, it was a really incredible experience. And to be in that ring and, you know, set a fire as I did and be on fire, it was a really great moment that I'm not going to forget. And, yeah, it was also pretty fun sending Tootie Lynn into her mom's arms in the front row.
Like, I was there, and from our vantage point, we saw the whole thing perfectly, and I jumped out of my seat. Like, that popped me completely. I was like, my God, that was fantastic. It was a great match, and it was great to see you there as well. You're currently the Global Syndicate Wrestling Soul of Syndicate Champion, correct?
Yes.
Are there any other titles that you'd like to compete for, like, go for this year? I know, you know, you tried for the Mission Pro title. That didn't quite work out, but is there anything else that you'd be, I could go for this one?
Well, I did also win the GSW Women's Champion, and I'm currently their inaugural champion there. And like I said, off camera, next week, CFU, Janai versus Masha Part 2, and you better believe it's not going to end the way it did last time.
You're ready for it. You're ready for that one.
I'm ready for that, and I'm taking that gold, baby.
So you're a double champ in GSW right now?
That is correct.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good. And in a couple of weeks' time, you'll be putting together your very own wrestling show, right? As we're recording this, of course.
That's correct, indeed.
Yes, Borscht at the Beach. That's being put together with WWR Plus and beyond. Want to tell me about how this show came together?
So, I, being Russian, we legitimately do have Borscht at the Beach. You know, we've been doing it in my family forever. I remember.
Hang on. Excuse me. So this is not just a play on words from a famous WCW pay-per-view. Like, this is actually something that happens.
Yes. Well, I guess you can consider it to be both, but the more prevalent cause was that this is a real thing that takes place in my family.
Okay.
It took place earlier this summer at Brighton Beach. You know, how Russian, right?
Yeah, very much. So that's how the idea came for the match and about itself. Okay.
Dude, I'm like, Borscht at the Beach. That is the coolest. I'm like, why is that not the name of a wrestling show? So I made sure that it was.
So so you're putting this together, and we're seeing. What were your expectations, or what are you looking for in putting your own show together?
Well, first of all, I'm excited that this isn't, you know, a regular venue. This is at the beach, so I'm sure this will come with its own unexpected problems that I'm not thinking of, because I've never run a show, much less at the beach. I also thought it was just going to be with Beyond, but now it's a double header with Beyond and WWR Plus. So that is 2 shows for one ticket price. Tickets are still available. And yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. And you never know what I'm going to be doing at the show just yet. So
You
keep in
because
mind all the questions you've asked me so far.
but that's it. You haven't. There hasn't been anything officially announced as of yet, or has there?
My match has not been announced. We have announced, for example, Layla Hirsch versus Killer Kelly. However, that will be on the show.
Ow! This is the kind of match that I just hearing it, my own body just hurts. That's going to be fantastic. We're seeing. I mean, we do see more and more wrestlers putting on like their own shows, like with their own name. Is this a trend you see yourself? Is this something that you wanted to do because, well, for any type of reason? Do you think it's important that wrestlers sort of use their position and their connections to make shows happen like this?
Well, I have wanted to run a show since last year when I was in Japan. I was brooding over the idea. I didn't think that it was going to happen so soon, much less did I think I was going to be, doing a double header with Beyond and WWR. That's a little wild, but if you want to do it as a wrestler, I think you should go for it. You just have to be smart about how you do it, who you do it with, resources, and the like. So nothing is out of the realm of possibility if you want it and work for it.
There's not a lot these days in wrestling that feels, as you said, out of the realm of possibility or impossibility anyway, because it's a very exciting time. Promotions are working with each other quite a bit. Forbidden Door and all of that. I'm gonna ask you to dream here for a second. If you had the chance, like you had the open door open, and you could wrestle anyone you wanted, one person, any promotion across the world in the next year, who would it be?
Meiko Satomura.
No, there you go. You
that
go straight.
Rooted me in Japan, and I'll be damned if it doesn't happen someday, somewhere.
Is that why you were hanging around Japan? You were like, man, maybe at some point I'll be able to just corner her. No.
Well, we ended up having a tag where we tagged against Kaoru and Ryu Mizunami.
Right.
But we were supposed to have the singles, and it got card subject to change.
Oh, so it was supposed to happen. You had something planned with her. Well, I'm fingers crossed that it happens again. I'd travel for that. I would travel to see that match. I'm not gonna lie. Masha, I can't thank you enough for joining me today. Just to wrap this up, what are your goals for the next upcoming year? End of 2020 into 2021.
We're in 2021. We're not in 2020.
Sorry.
I don't want to hear those words.
This is 2021, 2020. My God, I've lost sense of time. 2021 into 2022. What are your goals?
I plan on, coming into this fall season hot and, finishing the year off strong. I think 2021 has been great. I think that it's not over yet. There might be unexpected things that happen between now and the end of the year, and I am ready for them. I can't tell you what the next year is going to bring because I would have never told you last year that all of this would happen.
Sure.
But things are going to be greater, further, and better, and that is my firm belief for the next year and a half. So just keep your eye on me because you never know where I'm going to show up.
No, for sure. We're definitely going to keep an eye on Masha Slamovich absolutely fantastic worker. Incredible presence on the indies. We hope nothing but the best happens for you, Masha. Before we wrap this up officially, please let everyone know where they can follow you on social media. Where can they buy your merch? Plug away.
Well, you guys can find me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages. Masha Slamovich, same thing everywhere. You guys can find me on Pro Wrestling Tees and on Patreon. Also, look up Masha Slamovich for t-shirts, Patreon, all of the exclusive content, and you guys can DM me on any platform for cards, 8x10s, hats, and so on.
There you go. So she's there. She's accessible. Reach out and support Masha. Thank you so very much for taking time in your super busy schedule for chatting with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you everyone for watching right here. If you liked the video, if you enjoyed this, give it a, well, you guys know what to do. Likes, subscriptions. I don't have to run you through it. Thank you all very much. I'm Mr. Warren Hayes, and we'll see you next time.